It's time for a video game history lesson. You may love every online game, Fortnite to Fall Guys, but do you know how online games got to where they are today? Well, you're about to. If you thought the video game industry started in the 80s or 90s, then I'm afraid you're way off. There were simple computers and games used way back in the 50s, with the revolutionary Pong. This game, for its time, was a complex ping-pong simulator that would put you head-to-head with whoever had that other controller. While this game seems quaint today, the basic principles of it still stand. There is no greater challenger than another human player, and there is no greater fun than playing with a friend. Fast forward to the year 1978, and we will see the technology to truly test that idea forming. MUD, or Multi-User Dungeon. Yes, we will see a ton of names that were obviously created by the designers and not a marketing team. Was truly a revelation. This allowed you to live out your greatest text-based fantasies through network computers. It's widely thought to be one of the major influences upon the MMORPG genre. From there, decades were spent perfecting various technologies that would lay the foundation for modern gaming. Graphics and processing upgrades, gameplay variations, and networking technologies all slowly formed together until the 1990s, where everything came together and exploded. id Software was killing it in the 90s. They made the first-person shooter genre one of the biggest in the gaming world through the Wolfenstein, Doom, and Quake franchises. As networking technology started to take off with that whole internet's fad all the kids were talking about, id took their titles to the next level. For the original Doom, a matchmaking service called Dwango, or Dial-Up Wide Area Network Game Operation, offered players the ability to take on something scarier than demons: each other. This risky venture proved to be a massive success that brought servers all over the world. Quake offered even more online services with their Quake World, making it even easier than ever to find a match. Those text-based dungeon games and fantasy titles eventually led to games that would blaze out into the exciting new world in gaming. The Realm Online arrived in 1996, defining the MMORPG, or massively multiplayer online role-playing game. It popularized this genre, and as that whole internet thing solidified into a serious world-changing household staple, games like EverQuest and RuneScape followed it. Online gaming would continue to blow up, and then blow up again through the 90s and into the early 2000s, with titles like Half-Life, Unreal Tournament, and Time Splitters, all keeping the online scene very competitive. The 2000s is when online gaming would take perhaps its biggest leap. In 2001, the original Xbox would change everything by bringing the world a little game known as Halo. This game was huge and further popularized online gaming into popular culture. Its interesting world, weapons, and physics engine offered an endlessly entertaining way to play with friends locally or online. This era would see so many amazing titles in the competitive FPS online scene. Other shooters like Call of Duty and Battlefield would keep Halo in competition as the franchises battled it out for online dominance. Perhaps the biggest online gaming threshold was crossed in 2004 with Blizzard's World of Warcraft. This MMORPG was such a huge hit, it is now synonymous with the entire genre. Its gameplay, colorful world, and in-depth mechanics made it a true gaming sensation that is still going strong today. The popularity of WoW and MMORPGs in general led to a boom in the genre. Everything was all MMORPGs, from City of Heroes to The Matrix Online, to Star Wars Galaxies, to Star Wars The Old Republic, to Star Trek Online, to EVE Online, to Mythic Quest. Okay, so that last one may have been a fictional game from the Apple TV series, but you get the drift. This genre blew up so big that quite a few titles fell flat for fans, dragging down the reputation of this gaming genre. We'll have much more on that later. We also saw fighting games getting more and more online attention as the genre went from gaming sensation all the way to esport. Not only did online games become sports, but sports became online games, as franchises like Madden, NBA 2K, and FIFA continued to rise from the 90s into the 21st century. This kind of gaming was so normalized at this point that one of the most popular mainstream television shows, The Office, depicted characters playing both Call of Duty and Second Life online. This just so happened to coincide with the rise of comic book movie franchises like Spider-Man and X-Men, alongside fantasy franchises like The Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. It was officially good to be a nerd, and that meant you could make more money off nerdy game endeavors than ever before. Perhaps the nerdiest online game to ever come into existence is Minecraft. This addicting game allowed players to have insane amounts of freedom and creativity that I doubt even the game's most optimistic creators could ever have predicted. Seriously, people on Minecraft have ancient Greek architect levels of dedication to this freaking game. Fans have done everything from reconstruct Babylonia to recreating fictional cities like Minas Tirith and King's Landing to even making a functional computer. By placing so much power in the hands of their player, Minecraft proved that not only are other players the best competition, but arguably the best developers as well. Rockstar capped off this generation of online play with Grand Theft Auto Online. They may have played around with online functionality with fun but quaint features like Red Dead Redemption's online PvP games, but GTA Online was something completely different. Utilizing everything about GTA 5 that fans loved so much, this game became a sensation all its own. Basically, it's like playing a game in Gotham City, except there's no Batman, and all the masked maniacs hunt you down and destroy you within seconds between missions. Though a 6-star mode where Batman comes and beats you up will be the best update ever. GTA Online is such a big title that it's advertised as a launch game for next-gen consoles like the PS5. That's right, it's being resold for a console 2 generations past its original release. That alone should be enough to tell you that we're really only just getting started. This generation of online gaming has seen some of the highest highs of the gaming industry and some of the lowest lows. It seriously seems like we are constantly being whiplashed between industry-breaking successes and industry-killing controversies. Let's look at some of the nice stuff first. PlayerUnknown's Battleground, or PUBG, popularized the Battle Royale-style shooter. While this game is certainly famous for bringing the Battle Royale to everyone's attention, Fortnite kinda robbed it of its popularity. With its colorful style and addicting gameplay, Fortnite would become a sensation for everyone from young professional Twitch streamers to literal Avengers. Seriously, Thor lives a life that makes World of Warcraft look pretty mundane, and even he plays Fortnite. We've also seen a plethora of looter shooters like the continuing Borderlands and Destiny franchises. These games offer increasingly valuable loot for players who can grind through enemies to steadily increase stats. Then there's the hero shooter popularized by Overwatch that has players select from a wide variety of high-concept characters. While all of this new stuff was dropping in, Call of Duty, Halo, Doom, Gears of War, and more old-school franchises had fresh titles to keep everyone running and gunning with their favorite franchises. Though the big games were impressive, the smaller games deserve plenty of the spotlight. Smartphone technology has evolved to a point where online games are a more utilized feature than the actual phone part is. Seriously, I guarantee you more people play Fortnite on iOS than actually call someone nowadays. This, along with more nerdy movie booms like Game of Thrones and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, has normalized gaming to a ridiculous level. Do you ever sit back and laugh at the fact that the parents who told us all that gaming was a waste of time are now playing Words with Friends every single day? Can I get a triple word score for irony, please? This also saw a ton of smaller franchises that became huge hits, like Rocket League, Stardew Valley, and Fall Guys. The most recent of these little gaming sensations has been Among Us, that I literally had to put down to make this very video. With all this success, it can almost be forgivable that this generation has featured some of the most embarrassing online failures ever. It's now time for my favorite segment called EA Fails. The Electronic Arts gaming company has developed a reputation for fixing a game until it's absolutely broken. BioWare used to be one of the most respected brands in the industry. After the miserable failure that was Mass Effect Andromeda, the company was supposed to have a comeback with their answer to Destiny, Anthem. This game was pretty well universally panned, as some beta players couldn't even get past the main menu. That's not even their biggest controversy though. Star Wars Battlefront 2 may have been a decent game, but its loot crate mechanic was so controversial that it made its way to court for possibly constituting gambling. Do you have any idea how hard it is to get Star Wars fans to agree on how much something sucks? At this point, EA is basically the antithesis of Baby Yoda to most fans of the galaxy far, far away. We could have been playing Star Wars 1313. EA isn't the only company that has been really sucking it up this gen though. Bethesda, although they've had massive success overall, had one of the most high-profile flops ever with their dead-on-arrival Fallout 76. This game somehow featured none of what you love about the Fallout series, from its wonderful story and side quests. Instead, it featured all of what you hate about Fallout, from the constant glitches to the general reminders that all happiness is fleeting. It's okay, Bethesda. You can make it all up to us now that Microsoft bought you, and you can make the New Vegas sequel we've been waiting for. In a world plagued by scandal after scandal, from microtransactions to Gamergate to whatever happened to Square Enix's lukewarm Avengers game, it can be hard to be optimistic about the future. In many ways, an industry that was once driven by technological innovation and sheer passion in the days where mud was the coolest innovation, has been taken over by big business greed. New games are leaning harder on casino-style tactics and away from actual gameplay. So, is there a reason to hope? Oh yeah! Valve released a huge title in early 2020 that may change everything about gaming. Well, once hardcore VR tech is affordable, it will be. Half-Life Alyx is one of the biggest virtual reality games of all time, and is an exciting/terrifying milestone in gaming. It's very likely that we are only a few generations away from the next big MMORPG to be set in a Matrix-esque virtual world. Our world could very easily resemble Ready Player One, as virtual reality offers more possibilities while reality offers less. Even though we've only been able to cover perhaps 20% of the epic online games that have come out in the last few decades, it feels like it's just warming up. There you have it, the very, very condensed history of online gaming. Did we miss any of your favorites? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to The Gamer.